one thing that I kind of want to start with, guys, is what's your questions on not we'll get to the technical stuff, videos and stuff, but I see a lot of questions in the group about people that are a little bit, not quite comfortable contacting people, or they have questions about it or whatever. Do you have questions about that? Give me a 1 or a yes in there, and then, we'll go ahead and get into that for a little bit. See that? Look at those ones coming up.
Yeah.
So let's cover that. And that's one of my favorite things to start with, because I don't know, you can't tell right now because I feel comfortable here in my office in front of 2 computer screens, but I don't like to talk to people. Matter of fact, Ryan knows that better than anybody. I make him do all the talking all the time.
He does.
So, but the thing that but if you remember from yesterday, if you were on with us yesterday, I grew from, 0 to nearly 200 clients in 18 months. And I had to talk to every one of those people. And I didn't have to go through and like do some kind of mantra or, you know what I mean, like kumbaya stuff where I had to get in touch with my inner self and just come out of my shell like a blooming flower, right? It's never going to happen. Some people get a lot of stuff out of that. I just never did. I'm still like kind of an introvert and stuff. But what worked for me was just the confidence that I'm doing them a damn favor, right? I'm doing them a favor. And that's exactly what the offline Legion method is doing that. And Christy just said right there in the box, I'm watching your comments, Christy. She says, right, she was thanking Christy for calling her up. Now, just now in the Facebook group, we had a guy, and he was like, I just had a client, and the guy literally told me, I don't want any more leads, right? And that's going to happen once every blue moon. Why? Because the old adage of, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. You're not going to, it's in a single phone call, burn that, suspicion that's been ingrained in somebody's head since the day they were born out of like some 60-year-old guy's mind. I mean, you're just not going to do it all the time, right? So the best thing to do if somebody actually says, no, I don't want any more business, or I don't want any more leads, you know what I mean? That's kind of their thing. It's not on you. Don't take it personally. Don't take it, that's a societal, is that the way you say it, societal kind of thing right there. Like, you're obviously doing this guy a favor, right? You gave him something for free, and he can't get over that suspicion. It's not really his fault. It's definitely not your fault. Just thank him for his time and move on.
Yeah, it's like I saw in yesterday someone said, I've already generated a lead, but I'm still scared or intimidated to pick up the phone and call. And one of the things, this is what I did when I was first starting out doing offline, a year and a half, 2 years. God, it's already almost been that long. But when I started, what I would do is basically I networked with other people. We all had the same thing, so that's why we have the free Daredevil Marketing Facebook group. Okay, so you can network with other people. And what I did was I found a few of the people that we all were like, we're going to do this, we want to be successful, and we have common goals, and we would exchange personal information, and we would call each other and sort of role play or practice or just talk on the phone for 5, 10, 20 minutes, and then make those phone calls to those clients. After you got the juices flowing, you get a little bit more into the phone call and used to the phone on your ear, and that worked wonders for us. And I did that for about a month. There's a few of us that we did it all the time, and then we both all three of us we both one of which, my other buddy Patrick, he's like a full-time offline. I think last time we talked, he's doing 6 figures now. He's doing really well with his consultant business. I'm doing really well in my consultant business, and we formed that small little syndicate or peer group, and we all lifted each other up. We shared what's working in our businesses and stuff like that. So that's what the Daredevil Marketing Facebook group is there for. At its core, is for you guys to network and form these pockets of like alliances or whatever you want to call them, and lift each other up, because it's impossible for Robert and I to spend one-on-one time with each and every one of you as much as we would love to.
You guys zoom right past the how-to formula, a video, right into just make one or grab a fiver. I know this seems like an overly simple question, but when you haven't made tens or hundreds of lead gen videos, trying to lay down the first few for most people will have them guessing as to what to put on them. It seems like you use a 2 or 3 slide where you say, hey, this is your blank example toilet overflowing, basement flooded, etc. on the first one, and then move to the next when you say, call us at number for emergency response. Then maybe you include a little more info on slide 3 with a repeat of the call to action. Call us now at number to get one of our certified techs. Doug, great question, man. And we didn't mean to gloss over it or anything. Sometimes when when we teach, and remember, we're not first and foremost teachers. We're out here doing this stuff. So think of something that you do every single day of your life, right? That you do it like as naturally as you breathe, and then try to write a product on it. And for someone that's never done it before, and you're going to find that it's really hard to like express everything, every kind of question that's going to come up. Okay, so please forgive us for like not completing every gap in there, but that's what we're holding this for. So basically, I love the slideshow format. I also love stuff like powtoons.com or there's even VideoScribe videos, which is an awesome tool, by the way, that you can use, or you can go straight to Fiverr and you can get videos made for you, which is what Ryan really prefers to do. And you can make, they have these After Effects videos, and people will make these gorgeous After Effects videos for you, and you can get them for like $5 a piece, right? So there's a number of ways. You don't have to stick to slideshows. I also use Prezi a lot, Prezi.com. Now I think that's
amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Careful, there is a learning curve there. Ryan won't go near it.
Nope.
He made me learn it. And but I can make some amazing videos, and I am not a creative kind of person at all. So I guess I'm not giving us an excuse for not going into that, but if we'd have started talking about like video creation, one, you would have known that we're kind of dum-dums and we don't know exactly, you know what I mean? Like we know what we want, but to kind of explain video creation from someone that is not actually a video creator, we just do a video that is good enough, right? Then you would see that. And two, like there's so many different ways to do it. So look into VideoScribe, which those are really cool. I think it's like a yearly fee. I have it. It's actually Sparkle, SPARKOL. But now they have those VideoScribe ones, which you can Google it and probably come by. It's a British company, and it's like £12 a month. They bill you in pounds, not in dollars if you're in the U.S. And you get all these. You can make these little VideoScribe, and what it is like the handwritten kind of deals, and those work really, really well, right? Everybody loves those things, and you can make as many of those as you want. You can even outsource VideoScribe. If you go over to Fiverr or Elance and just search for VideoScribe, there's a bunch of outsourcers that do these things all day, all night, and they'll give you exactly what you want. Does that help you, Doug? And I'm sorry to take so much time on that, but it's at sparkle.com, VideoScribe. Basically, with a pro account, you get, let's see. And so this is basically, like, I'm not going to go in and make a video real quick. They used to have some other stuff on Sparkle, but they don't anymore. It was that you could make like a cartoon or whatever. Prezi is one of my favorite things. I'm going to have to close out the chat window for just a minute, so I won't be able to see your questions for a second. I'm gonna start a new Prezi just so they know how cool this is.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, this stuff is amazing. Like you just have to see it. It's really, really cool. We've used it for a few things and some different funnels and stuff that we've built, and I mean, the outcome is it keeps the person engaged. And while he's doing that and setting that up, what I want to talk to you guys about, is there anybody on this call that got the subtle hint through the main PDF that you don't have to only go after the emergency keywords, buyer keywords, right? Buyer keywords. A lot of people are going to attack the emergency hard, which is cool, but think of buyer keywords, and when I talk about a non-marketer going into Google, going to find something, right? It's they type in I want, I need to replace my, fix my. These are all buyer keywords because they're all looking, they all want something. They're not just shopping and putting in a thing. So, um, think of all those things. I want, I need, replace, I need to fix. Where is, all these things that preface the fact that they're ready to buy, to make a buying decision, or they've already made a buying decision in their mind, and now they got to find it. Because at the core of what we're doing, guys, when I explain to a person, they say, what do you do for a living? And I say I do marketing on the internet, or I do consulting for businesses, or whatever I say, they'll be like, can you explain more? Or I'd be like, look, at the very core of what we do is we put the solution to people's problems on the internet in front of them. So when they're looking for their problem, our solution comes up. And that's at the core of any kind of marketing. That's what we're trying to do here. So emergencies are good, obviously, because it's a freaking emergency, but there are thousands of buyer keywords and hundreds of thousands of cities and populations that you could be capitalizing on, ranking for, just like that with the Legion method, and sending leads and getting attention of business owners. So how you doing over there, Robert, on your Prezi thing? You still?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. See, it hurts my brain even just thinking about watching you do this. So I'll let you finish that up. Are you ready to show them how it looks?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to see this? How these Prezis look? Yeah, Elaine number
text here. And remember, this one was free formatted. There's a bunch of free formatted ones, right? And I mean, you can use it to ask questions, right? To make the audience think, which is much as what I'm doing right here. Does Ryan eat boogers? We don't know. We're just asking questions. You have to decide on your own, right? So it's really cool, and these make really engaging videos that look different than every other slideshow video that's out there. So that's why I really love it.
I just foot stomp, clap, bang on my desk. Buyer keywords. There's a lot of them out there. Think outside emergencies a little bit, folks. Not that emergencies are bad; they're great. People are generating phone calls. I know you're going to, but just type I need, like Jack said, just type I need in Google and just see what comes up. It's the same thing as typing in 24-hour and seeing what comes up. I need, I want, replace this. I want you guys also focusing on the things. So I know a lot of questions come in about pricing, right? Is this deep on your minds? Pricing, say, type in pricing if that's something you'd like us to go over right now. Let's see. Yes, people are screaming it at me. Pricing. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go over pricing a little bit now. And this is a big roadblock especially for new people. It's easier for me to talk about pricing and stuff because I've been doing this for a while. But when I started, I didn't have a clear-cut guide to pricing. I just sort of, was hoping, just common sense-wise on my end. I said, well, this is common sense to me. And Robert's saying cost per click times 10. I go over pricing in the guide, obviously, but I just want to talk about there's a few different ways that you can do it. Okay, and one of the simplest ways to do it, and just to get the client under your belt and not have to worry about much more than that, is a rental model. It's probably the least lucrative because you could probably get more per lead, but it's the easiest for you to do just to get that win under your belt, just to get that person, you've sent the lead, you've impressed them. Do you want to keep this going? You can either, rent this video from me. And it's all based off of, guys, what the client stands to make from your work, right? So that's why I stress the higher end clients that stand to make a lot of money from your $5 YouTube video, your free one if you make it. And I'm always amazed at how much money can be generated from a simple $5 YouTube video. But so with the rental model, with your professional people, your doctors, your lawyers, your Indian chiefs, these guys, they run their business and they usually have a marketing budget. They're used to paying a fixed cost amount every month. So a lot of them, it's easier to talk the lease and rental model with these folks because they understand it. It's a fixed cost in their marketing budget. We have $5,000 a month to spend on marketing. I got 1,000 going to radio ads. I got this going to this going to this. So it's easier for them to understand that. Okay, so that's the first. Like you got to look at your actual audience, your actual your client, and then when we're talking about over to our trade guys, the more blue collar, the hands-on tradesmen, the roofers, the electricians of the world. These guys are used to paying for the lead. They understand that model because it's so deeply entrenched into their industry. There's sites out there that just take in leads and then sell them back out to three companies. And these guys that are buying these leads, they know that they're being farmed out to 3 other companies. So they understand that model. So when you say, look, I'm giving you exclusive leads, like, yeah, the trade industry, Keith, when I'm giving you exclusive leads, okay, their eyes light up because they know that every time they get a lead from Home Advisor, that it's a rat race to call this person, to out the race to the bottom, to underbid the other people, and they just hate the model because they just to connect a phone call costs them money, and then they're still fighting over that lead. Just to connect a phone call from you costs them money, but they're not fighting over any leads, right? So one of the ways you want to drive home, one of the words that you want to make sure you're using in your sales process is the word exclusive. Like, hey, look, Joe, I know that if you're using like Home Advisor or these other lead sites, that these leads come in, they cost you $45 or $50 a pop, and then you're fighting over Tom and Dick for the same lead, and you have to undercut, and it's a race to the bottom to bid, and you're losing money in your business. My leads, however, are not farmed out to anybody. My leads go only to you. These are exclusive leads to you, and I'll charge you the same price that they're charging you. Right, so that's one of the easiest ways. Like their eyes just light up. They love that model. So one of the selling points on the per lead is telling these guys these are exclusive leads. They understand that. Okay, the second, and then now to price the leads, right? And I always do. In my background is finance when I was in the Marines, and they made me in finance because I'm just good with numbers. Go figure, they put me in finance. So I always just break it down to the smallest single digits that I can for them, because we'll talk about big numbers, and then I'll break it down into single digits the best I can. And this is what I mean by that. So if I'm talking to Tom, and I've said, hey, look, I sent you this referral last night. I just want to know if you want to keep this going. He's like, what? You did, huh? Then I explained to him, look, I have this video up on the internet. It just started sending leads, and I just didn't have anywhere to send them. These people needed your service. I figured I'd send them to you. I just want to know if you want to keep this going. Let's set something up. Oh, hell yeah, let's set something up. This is awesome. I love you, right? So now you're at that point. Now you got to figure out what to charge them, because that question is going to come right behind that. Let's do this. How much is this going to cost me? Well, hey, Tom, before we get into how much it's going to cost you, what I like to do is I like to understand how your business works just a little bit better. It'll help me and it'll help you, because I don't think I'm doing you any justice if I don't understand how your business operates. As a lead, as a marketing consultant, as a lead generating your lead generator, I need to know how your business operates. That'll help me run an effective campaign to your business. So do you mind if I ask you some questions? Of course, they're going to say sure. Then that's where you come in and you want to figure out, okay, well, look, let's say if I can send you 10 phone calls in the next week. On average, how many of those phone calls, and these are exclusive too, Tom, by the way, how many of these phone calls would turn into paying customers? And he'd say, well, probably 2. I could probably get 2 to be paying customers. All right, great. So if you get 2 paying customers, about how much revenue is it going to generate for you? Well, if I get 2 paying customers, that'll be about $2,000 in revenue. And so now we have that information. Awesome. So if I can send you 10 calls next week, let me make sure I'm getting this right, Tom. If I can send you 10 calls next week, you more than likely you're going to get 2 customers and make about $2,000 in revenue. Is that fair? Yes, that's correct. Great. So why don't we just set this up that at $50 per lead, that would be $500 for those phone calls that you just told me you're probably going to make $2,000 on. So every time that I hand you $4, I'm only asking back for a $1 bill. Does that seem like a fair question? Right? You know, and let me ask you in the audience, everybody listening, if I handed you $4 right now and said I just want $1 of that, and you didn't have to do anything for that $4, how fair is that? Can I get that's fair? I take that deal. Fair. Yep, yep, yes, certainly, certainly. Right? Works fine. Does that make sense? Does that sort of help you guys out a little bit? When you break it down to the simplest form, you get them thinking about this, and you break it down to the like, look, Tom, I'm going to hand you $4. All you have to do is just do what you were doing the other day before you met me. You didn't even know me, and I'm going to give you $4. I'm only asking for $1 back. That's how this works. You know, who's going to say no to that? Okay, so in its simplest form, guys, that's all that this is just talking to the people, making it make sense to them, and not overthinking it. And I know people on the call, it's getting to that point. How I just can casually say that is because I've done it so many times. It's even more difficult when I have to like role play both sides of the call, you know. But I've done it so many times, and I wasn't able to do that the first 10 times. Right, but I was stubborn and persistent and dedicated. I just kept making the phone calls. I kept doing it. I kept tweaking and refining everything until I came up with that script that works. So I hope that makes sense to everybody on the call. Role play is a bitch. Yeah, especially when you do it with yourself, Michael, when I'm trying to like be both sides of the conversation. So I hope that clears up a lot of things on how to talk. And again, this is being recorded, so you can listen to the script, what I just said, as many times as you need to get it. Are they paying in advance? Okay, so I just took you through the close, right? I just took you through that process, and then they're going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. So this is what we're going to do, Tom. It makes sense. That makes sense to you. Makes sense to me. I'm going to send you an invoice right now for the first 10 leads. What this act is your last payment to me. So I take a 10 lead retainer, and then I'm going to bill you every 10 leads. So if I send you 10 leads and then you don't pay for them, you've already paid for those 10 leads. It protects me, it protects you, it protects everybody. Where do you want me to send your invoice? Do you want it in snail mail, or do you want me to send it to you via email? And you just shut up and just wait for them. And what you do, if you agreed on $50 a phone call, you take a 10 or 20 or whatever, how many ever lead retainer, and then they work off of that. And then when that retainer is met, you bill them for the next one. So if they don't pay you, you've already gotten paid up front. So you're not losing any money, because there's nothing worse, and trust me, I've been through this, there's nothing worse than setting up a per lead thing, sending about $1,950 in leads over a month period and not getting paid for them. There's nothing worse than that. It's a dagger. It's nearly $2,000, and that can do a lot of things for a lot of people. And that's money that was earned and I wasn't paid. And so make sure that you're getting the money up front. Per lead credit sucks a donkey dick. Love it, Dr. Keith Schaefer. It does. Make sure you guys are getting paid up front for these leads. If a client will earn $1,000 per 10 leads, what we charge them per lead? Anywhere from $25 to $35 probably. It goes right along with the same thing. If I gave you $10 and I'm only asking for 3 of it back, and you didn't do anything, how fair is that, right? So you're making $7, and all you're doing is just doing whatever you normally do in your own life, and I'm over here working hard. So when you position it that way, then it helps out a lot. Nicholas, what constitutes a lead is a 30-second phone call that's not a telemarketer. That's an actual someone actually interested in the service. Because what you'll find too, and guys, use this, all these call tracking things between the different platforms, the call file, you can record the phone calls now. Legal disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Please look into the state laws before you start recording these phone calls. Okay, some states you have to, one party needs to know, some state 2 parties need to know, but you can record these phone calls and actually listen to them. And if what happened too is sometimes the client come back, oh, these leads were shit. Like, you sent 10 phone calls and all of them were shitty. Then you go listen to the 10 phone calls and the leads weren't shitty. The person answering the phone was a shitty salesman and couldn't close a lead. It was a good lead, and they owe you money for that. Okay, so someone calling up interested in that service, that's a lead. That's a lead. It's up to them.
It's the hottest lead in the world.
It's the hottest in the world. It's up to them to close the lead. So don't let their shitty sales experience or shitty salesman answer the phone affect your what you earned, because you've earned the fact that you sent them the lead. So I hope that makes sense too.
And I answered this privately to someone. Someone was like, "Oh, what if they, basically I said a lot of the same stuff and everything." Um, but what I actually did a long time ago was contract with someone that helped give sales training to people's staff. Right? They did professional sales training and everything, and the deal didn't work for very long. We did like a 3 or 4 month thing or whatever, and professionally, it wasn't like I didn't like the woman or anything. It was just we couldn't come to an agreement on our how much she would get paid for every time that I promoted her or whatever. But the end, I guess what I'm trying to say is that always look for other services that you can provide to your clients and stuff like that. Even if you don't provide them, you can basically be an affiliate for another person's services and get a kickback from that, or get a commission on everything. And that's something that I would really love. We would eventually really love to talk to you guys more about on how, like, basically to take a $99 a month client, or a $200 a month client, or a $250 a month client, or even a $500 a month client, and turn them into a $1,000 a month client, or a $3,000 a month client, or a $5,000 a month client, or a $100,000 client, like Greg was talking about yesterday. This is entirely possible, and it all comes back to working smarter, not harder. Because as fast as it is to get leads and to get new clients using this methodology, isn't it a whole lot smarter to not have to get new clients each and every month than to be a little bit safer about it and offer more benefits and more value to your current clients, so you're able to charge them more? So that client that also needs a mobile website, they don't have to go out and find somebody else. You're able to project manage and outsource effectively how to give them a mobile website, or even a full website, or full SEO services, or web design services, anything like that. So that's what we would like to kind of carve out of our schedule and talk to you guys about. Would you guys be interested in learning how to, like, take a $100 or a $200 client and turn it into like a $1,000 client a month client, or a $2,000 a month client? I mean, if you could do that with 5 clients, with 10 clients, with 20
Wow.
clients, I mean, if you would only have 20 clients in your stable, how much more of value would that be to you guys? So yeah, that's something that
Yeah, a
me
lot
and
of
me and
hell
my
yes. Someone
yeah,
said totally.
cool, man.
Yeah, that's something. That's for another. That's what we're gonna have to do. That's something for another call, though. I want to right now. I want to stick to the basics, right? And then I think we'll have to do another call here soon
Yeah, I
and
love
just
this
talk
home
about some more.
advisor site.
Yeah. So I'm up on Home Advisor. Everybody knows. I think I should have put it in the PDF. It should be in the product, but everybody's familiar with Home Advisor, right? Um,
We did talk
who is?
about it in the product.
Yeah, who
I
is
see
not?
some no's in there. Daniel, if you're
Did
saying
you
no,
not
seriously,
read the product? I think some people are
Daniel.
joking with
I
this.
know Daniel too. Seriously, I've known him for a while,
uh, Yeah,
and I
so
can
this
pick.
is
I can
what
pick.
I use for Home Advisor is not is mainly just to think of markets to go into. Like I just love, I mean,
Yes, this
there's
used to
just
be Service Magic, by the way.
never, yeah, it used to be Service Magic, formerly known as Service Magic. I mean, look at this, folks. There's enough markets in here. And people say, what about saturation? This stuff can never get saturated. There's enough markets in here, and all of these people are prime in these markets to pay for leads, folks. I mean, look at this. Look, I mean, if you ever just are looking for things that aren't obvious to the usual things, the dentists and the electricians, there's just a lot in here. I think I think Robert got me particularly excited about one market, and if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and spill it. But it had something. Was it pool? It was a very specific thing to do with pools, right? Right, Robert? What was
Yeah.
that you were talking about the pools?
Well,
Um,
anything to do with pools, because one of the, you know what, I can't. So, all right. So I had my shop in Atlanta, right? And in the Atlanta area, the most kind of well-to-do, wealthiest part of the regional area is Alpharetta. And I used to clean up with the pool guys in Alpharetta around this time of year because, you know, everybody's getting their pools done. And that was like my little secret is just going to the well-to-do areas and grabbing up all the pool guys and just making them dominate in the search engines for that regional area and stuff, and sending them all sorts of things. So, I mean, those guys, I mean, you know, if you've ever had a pool or, you know, talking to someone that's in the pool business or something like that, you know,
Someone said.
I'm not picking on them or anything,
No,
but you
I'm
know, most
not.
of these
Someone
guys are
said
mountain
emergency.
marketers.
Someone said emergency pool removal.
No, they said emergency pool pee removal.
Oh, pool pee.
Jack
Oh
says
my
Buckhead. Yeah,
god.
Buckhead, but Buckhead doesn't have near as many pools, Jack, as Alpharetta, man. Everybody's got a pool in Alpharetta, just about. I mean, it's the same thing with like it's Sandy Springs. You know, there's a lot of them in Roswell. So that I mean, that whole that whole 400 corridor was just I just cleaned up on that stuff, especially around this time of year. I don't know. This year's been really cool so far, so I don't know how it's doing. I'm out of that market right now, but go have at it. But go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was on mute for a second. Anyways, guys, the point about Home Advisor is just if you haven't looked at this to just jog your brain, you know, use it, you know, and anytime, you know, I've looked at this page numerous times and I always see something I'm like, oh, that's interesting, oh, that's interesting, and then just a few quick Google searches and it's like the markets are just wide open. All these people are usually super easy to get in contact with because they have their cell phone on them waiting for that next phone call. So
Cabinet makers, man. You want to see a good old boy get mad at you, but in a good way. Send a cabinet maker. Just open the floodgates with some leads on a cabinet maker one day, and that dude will call you up and be like, "Dang, Bo,"
no, yeah, yeah.
because
Look,
they're
and
not
look,
used to all that, you
I
know.
want to read what Carrie just said, and this also brings up another point, you can just outright sell these too, especially if they're on, or their own the videos on its own channel. Carrie said, "I want to thank the Daredevil team. I just sold 3 YouTube videos for $250 a piece to a cab company. Had his first video up on the front page of Google in 15 minutes. Soon as he saw it, he opened his checkbook. He even made a late webinar. Great. He made late. Okay, so look, he's selling the
Hey,
videos outright. So basically, that's the video flip method that I talk about in the platinum access. And essentially, you know, think about it. You're only spending $5-10 to get these things ranked, and then he flipped it for $250. You know, so that's a $240 profit. That's a huge profit margin. So awesome job, Kerry. Way to go. Love it.
Richard has a cool question, and I guess it brought up by me joking about it. Do you regularly get clients that tell you to stop sending them leads? I've had this, Richard, that you know, some people they can't handle the volume because seriously, once it literally is, it's like turning on a faucet for some people, and if they're not ready for it yet, then you know they're just not ready for it yet. But the obvious solution to that is to tell them, hey, because these people are all like, even though they're competitors, like HVAC guys, they know the other HVAC guys in that area and stuff. And sometimes they're even pretty good friends, or they'll have another HVAC company, you know, that is in the neighboring region or whatever. So a great thing to do to suggest to them is to be like, look, is there another company out there that you don't mind me sending this traffic to, the excess to? And that right there is your foot in the door, because what better recommendation is it than another company giving you a recommendation into into the door of this other company, right? They're like, hey, these guys are sending me way too much business, right? Do you want some of this business? Well, is that guy going to say no? Hell no, he's not going to say no.
Mm.
He's wondering why, you know, he's wondering why the new guys riding, all his guys are riding around in brand new vans anyway, right?
Yeah.
Now,
So this is
one thing
another
that
thing too, Robert. Before I forget this, the people that can't, I've had this too. The people that can't handle the leads will resell them to their buddies,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that is
They'll
a
take them
great.
in and they'll just resell them to their buddies or subcontract them out. I see that a lot from some of my people. You know, they're calling me, thanking me for all the leads, and they're like, man, I'm, you know, just you know, so many leads are coming in. You're saving my business. I had to buy more trucks, and I'm selling leads. I can't even keep all the work. So you know, when we get phone calls like that, that's just what's really cool. So if they're like, man, I just can't handle leads, be like, look, if you can just resource them out, subcontract them, you know, just a thought, you know. to the client. So there's also another thing that I want to address before I forget. I wrote it down. Someone asked, is it harder to sell on the phone than in person? And I can only give you my experience. I've only sold on the phone anything I've ever done. And in the beginning, it was necessity because I had a day job. I worked during a day for as a government contractor, and then I would step out and take calls, on breaks and stuff. So it started as a necessity for me. Now, in person, the larger the contracts start getting, you have to go in person. Like I'll be in DC next week because I'm trying to close a $500,000 contract, and that's something that's just not going to happen over the phone. Like I have to go, So the moral of this is the phone is fine for a lot. I've made a lot of money purely on the phone. I don't have any clients that can even say, hey, why don't you stop by and let me give you the check and come by the office, and I don't even have, like, nobody can tell me to come and visit them, or none of that stuff. They're all out of state, all away from me. So let's see. Also, I'm just outside DC.
Let me go back to that too, as far as in person and over the phone. I never liked going in person unless I absolutely have to. Because remember, I was in Atlanta at the time, and traffic in Atlanta just blows, right? And I just hate it. I didn't want to, and I was in Decatur. If you know the Atlanta area, that's on the east side. My office was in the southeast side, which was in kind of a sketchy area. There's no way that I wanted to get in my car and drive to the northwest side to go up to, like, Alpharetta. There's no way. And get on that toll road. Screw that, right? So I would actually just get on the phone. Now, if I absolutely had to go in, if it was a big contract, or if, it had to be pretty big for me to actually get out and go. Or if I was, going to go swing by my UPS box anyway that day and it was on the way or something like that. If I started talking to somebody in person and opened up my laptop, and pulled up their Wi-Fi or whatever and started showing them stuff, it was like, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of how quick could this guy grab his check. Now, am I telling you to go and go out there and approach every business and go in the door? No, you don't have to. We designed the method. I mean, the method works clearly without doing that. But if you like doing that kind of stuff, if you like approaching people, if you like, get them on the phone first and then setting an appointment and going in and stuff like that, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they're going to stroke you a check. Seriously. I mean, you show them that stuff in person. They see that you're, a genuine person up front, right there. It's a matter of a close. I want to read this real quick before Ryan moves on, because we're actually fighting right now to give you information as quickly as possible. I don't know if you guys realize.
We have another.
I want to give them a tip.
I know we have a coaching or a client call. We have at 3, so we're trying to get it all in. We'll run a little bit over. We'll probably be on for at least 10, 15, 20 more minutes, but just, we let our client know that might be a little late. So we're just trying to
Let me read this from Elise real quick. She says, okay, guys, I put together a pest control campaign yesterday here in Charlotte. She's right up the road from us. Was #1 on the first page with the only video in 3 hours. Fast forward to 8 p.m. last night. Received phone call for lizard removal residents. The gal lived a mile from my mom, so I went out, played pest control guy, and in 40 minutes made $85 trip fee and removed the lizard. So you, if I'm reading this right, she said, I think it's a she or a he. You guys rock. I have a partnership with ESPN Radio and Prowler Magazine, which I'm providing added value online services to their local client. So what you're saying is you actually went out and removed a lizard? I have to ask. I'm sorry. I have to pick up a little. I have to know.
Are we removing lizards now? Let's see.
Put that in the chat. Okay.
Who is it you're reading? Because you must have.
Elise. It looked like Elise. I don't want to say their last name.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it. So go ahead. I'll look for the. I'll look for their reply. I think what he or she is telling me is that they ranked a video, but before they could get an actual client, they actually took the job of removing the pest and grabbed the $85 real quick. So that's
so they took the call themselves and then went and did the job. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's that. It said yes.
That's one way to do some
That is a get her
flipping it.
done, as we say in the South. That is a get
Look,
her done right there.
Robert and I joke all the time. You know, if the internet went away, if we had to start all over with no internet, you know, and build a business, we would be able to, just because if we were in a crunch, I'd be removing lizards from yards.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be
We
selling
would do
shovels
anything.
to,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'd sell shovels to people that want to shovel. Anything that we have to do.
to people that want to shovel.
Anything that we have to do to not have a boss, we would make sure that happens.
Exactly. It's all about finding a hungry crowd, guys. I mean, when you boil it down to the essential, like this is a method and everything, but let's think about the fundamentals of the method. What we're doing is we're finding a starving crowd, which is a business that needs leads in a crappy economy. And we're giving that to them for free right away and say, hey, have a taste test of this thing, right? And you know, that's why a lot of people are a little bit overwhelmed. They're like, holy shit, nothing's free, especially in this economy, right? But we're giving them that, and that establishes trust. So when we establish that trust, not only do they trust that we can do what we say that we can do, right, with the expert in our industry, because effectively you are now the expert in that industry to this person, but it establishes trust that we're a genuine person. And that, you know, I don't want to get all kumbaya on you or anything like that.
Yeah, you
but
do.
that goes along. I am going to get warm and fuzzy up in here. Right?
Yeah, it is.
But seriously, that goes a long way, guys. Just like me and Ryan had to establish trust with you guys before you would even listen to any word we say. We don't. If you were to walk up to us on the street, you know, I'm 34, but I still look like I'm like 25 or something like that. I wear a backwards baseball cap and ripped jeans. You would be like, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
But
So you have no idea how many events we've been to, and then people don't realize that we are who we are, and then like, see, we never would have thought you knew anything.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Thanks a lot.
We
right.
look like a couple of we
just like to be comfortable. Yeah, we like to be comfortable in our own skin, and
just like we've established that trust with you, right? By going above and beyond, giving you information, doing this certain thing right now. That's what you're actually doing to your client. You're establishing that trust that, one, you know what the hell you're talking about, and two, you're a genuine person that is going to come through on your obligations. And it's
what up, Gary?
That's really fundamental right there.
Now let's get into this, because I know a lot of hell yeses came in. So what I want to do is I just want to go through real quick and share some of these testimonials that came in. And these, I mean, there's so many I can't even keep up with them. So this one came in from David Hood, and he's saying, first off, if you want more money in your life, buy the damn ebook for $10. Everybody on this call has bought the ebook. Check this out. This guy generated a call in less than 24 hours, took immediate action, put it up. He's generated a phone call. He's ready to make some more money. Greg Morrison, who you're going to meet in just a minute, this guy has closed a $100,000 deal simply showing what he can do in Legion, and his client said yes, and it's going to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars for him. Yes, the Greg Morrison is going to be coming on this call and sharing with you exactly how he did this and how he locked this deal down. All right, let's keep going. I got 9, 10 of these. This guy says, great job, man. This shit is amazing. Seriously, I uploaded a video, got it ranked in 22 minutes on page 1. Page number 1, spot number 9. Might have been quicker. That's just when I checked. All I have to say is off to make more videos. And that's what it's all about, folks. Just rapid success. Already had them in there. Just posted my first YouTube video. Pretty excited. I made it myself. Just checked. It was ranking after 10 minutes. It was already number 1 for my long tail keyword. I also got number 2, 2 3s, and 2 number 10s, all in 10 minutes. I'm pretty pumped. I mean, guys, is this stuff not amazing? Is anybody on this call? Let me open this chat box because I got more screenshots. Who on this call say, I'm having success? If you've already ranked a video, if you're already generating calls, if you've implemented offline Legion and you're already seeing that this stuff works. Already, success here. Yes, success.
Noel says yes. John says yes. Michael says yes. Shelly says yes. Nathan, yes. I mean, it's huge. We're talking to a bunch of players here already. They're going to teach us a thing or two.
They just might. Look, this guy, I love this testimonial. This guy right here, he sent a lead within a day, but then when he called to follow up that lead, how he explained to you in the guy was on the way to the job that offline Legion generated for him. So how perfect timing is that, right? It's like, oh, you're on the way to that job. Yeah, it's my referral that did that for you. You think that person's gonna be happily paying him for leads moving forward? Hell yes, he is. All right. Here's another one, Michael Nash, who I think if he may be on this call, he may not. But he banked $8,000 within hours of implementing, right? And then not only that, in a whole another video, he made another $600 within about 51 minutes. You guys check this screenshot out really closely right here. So look, you can see he uploaded the video at 1:22 p.m. He received the call less than an hour later, right? And it netted that client $600, as he said right over here in his thing. So guys, I mean, what's happening right now is just crazy. When Robert and I, Robert, when we decided to put this thing out, we didn't expect, I knew that we had something special, but we didn't expect so many awesome people to go out and just start implementing it and making money, because we're used to teaching people stuff and then they get they shiny object away to the next thing the next day. But people really stuck with this method and are immediately seeing results. I mean, it's just amazing.
And that's why we're thanking you guys with so much bonus live training. Not only this, but the stuff we've got coming up down the road and everything. We're thanking you because the more successful you are, it literally pats ourselves on the back. We love to do this. So the more that you actually put this stuff into action, the more we're going to give back to you. I mean, I think that you already know that you've gotten your $10 or whatever worth of content from us. I mean, and it remains to be seen how many more success stories we're going to have. This is just the first week. We just launched this on
we haven't even closed the thing down. It closes down tonight at midnight, and we're just seeing, like, overwhelmed. I mean, I can't wait to see what the next month's going to bring, because Robert and I do this stuff. We teach because we enjoy when people have success. Robert and I both run other businesses other than aside from teaching and creating products to teach people, that we don't even, we don't have to be here to do this. We could just be happily running our other business. So we're not in this for the money as much as we're in it for all of these screenshots I just showed you. All these people, they're like, look, I mean, I get it. Like, this stuff, I've bought so many things and it all seems convoluted, complicated. I read your system and within like hours, I'm making money. And we just love that stuff so much.
Dude, Zachary Taylor just dropped into the thing. He sold $750 in web building for a man with 2 businesses to have his sites route his videos under his keywords, just explaining it to him. And there was another one back here. Yeah, exactly. Frank says he ranked emergency water. I won't give away the whole niche or the town in 13 minutes. My other 4 keywords all ranked in less than 40 minutes. Sweet. So guys, we really love this stuff. And if anytime you have that, go into the Facebook group, drop it in. We love to talk to you, because not only, you already know how easy it is to actually do this stuff, but there's other stuff that goes along with this, and anytime you hit a bump in the road and everything, that's kind of what that group is there for. It's for you guys to help each other out, right? It's because Bob might have done something or been through something that Frank hasn't been through, and then Joe can come in and he's like, hey, I've been here, done that before, this is what it is. That is your group to network, that is your group to mastermind, and that is exactly why it's closed off. That's why it takes me a little while to get everybody in the group. When people come in and they'll apply to come into the group, I have to make sure that they belong in that group, because no outsiders can see that stuff. So nobody can see what you're talking about when you share information. We want to protect the integrity of the conversation in that group as much as possible. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it makes total sense. And people are still just, I mean, just into the chat box, just testimonials coming in. People saying I've ranked in a 3.8 million population. I'm at number 4 within 4 minutes. Awesome. It's gonna be a lot of traffic on that. I mean, so this stuff is really awesome. It's really exciting. It's just and then not only that, coupled with it just starts at the YouTube videos, right? So imagine you have these YouTube videos, but what happens, guys? How powerful do you think this is? And everybody let me know. Just put powerful in the chat box if you come in with a website right behind it. Now you have the YouTube video, and now you have the website. I mean, how powerful would that be, right? What if you put a squidulins up there, right? Now you got 3 spots. Are you seeing the big picture now? It's total total domination. That's sort of what we want to go over today and talk to you about today, is just getting in your head. It doesn't stop here with just the YouTube videos. Yes, you got these things ranking quick. You're building your legion of lead gen videos. I have to give myself a plug, Robert. I just have to. But coming in with more web properties, it's just, I mean, it's just total domination. It's just crazy right now. So who we have on a call today, I said we have, you know, these people are having testimonials, so I made sure I try to grab as many people as we can, because there are still people on this call right now that may still be a little skeptical. They still may think, you know, I don't know about all this, you know, stuff. And that's fine. Your guards are up because you've probably been burned so many times. So we're going to bring some students on. We're going to let people share with what's been working for them. And we're just going to jam it out at the very end. We're going to ask questions, you know, and we're going to go over everything from sales questions to other little things that you just might have nagging at you. So make sure that you try to save those to the end, because, like I said, we're about to fill this thing up. We are just about 100, a little bit over 100 shy of 1,000 people right now. So this thing is about to fill up. And if you can imagine how crazy and insane this chat box is, we're not going to be able to catch all your questions. So if you save them until the end, you have a really good shot of getting it answered, okay? And hopefully, you know, this is going to be recorded. We're hoping, but technology, you know, it doesn't always work out with us. So let me ask you on here. So I know I mentioned I showed you this, right? Hold on, let me find. I gotta go back to this other one. Where is it at? Where's my man at? Right here, Greg Morrison. I was saying that he already landed a deal. How many people on this call already know Greg Morrison? Let me see. Just say I love Greg. Say Greg's awesome. Boom. Me. Yes, I do. Yep. OMG, great. He's the bomb. Awesome. So so my next question is, assuming you already know, you already have a relationship, or you know of Greg, who's just like an SEO madman, by the way. Him and I talk all the time. Then you also know Mike Longland too, right? We know Michael. How awesome is Mike? Say Mike rocks in a box if you know him. Yep, for sure. Bam, yuppers. Mikey rocks. Mike rocks. Dude, this is gonna be easy. So let's would you guys like to hear from Mike for a minute? And I'm gonna get a sip of water. Let's bring him on. Okay, so as I said earlier, we're about to blow your minds. This is what's working right now, guys. So what I want to do is bring on my friend Mike Long, and then from there we're just gonna jam it out. We're gonna have a good event, and we're gonna help you guys make some money. So, Mike, are you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you shoot the screen over to me?
Yeah. Let's get that over to you right now. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop.
All right, guys. My name is Mike Long. I'm really grateful to be here. This is crazy. Nowadays, it is pretty hard to get an event that's this packed. So we are gonna blow your mind. We have no slides for you here with what we're gonna take you inside of, and this is what's working right now. Now, I'm logged into my PayPal account. The reason why I didn't log in right in front of you is because I need to protect my client information. I'm pulling up a monthly summary. I don't tend to like to do this sort of thing, but I want you to know that this is what's working right now. And so tell me if you can see my my PayPal screen, and I'm running just a monthly report for the month to date. I have a lot of different shopping carts and stuff like that, but and I actually have a couple different PayPal accounts. I have ClickBank, I have so forth. So this month to date, looks like I'm at around $11,000. So we're 7 days into the month right now. Is that correct? So that's not bad. I'm going to log into one shopping cart here. These are the only two accounts I'm going to log into. I thought about logging into ClickBank and a couple of my other accounts, but I'm not going to do that. Let me just think about what the. I just want to make it. I'm doing this because I want to make it easy for you to get involved. It looks like we're about $1,000 today, which, I believe it or not, is actually a little bit of a light day. Let's see, although it's early still. Let's see, where do I do? I want to figure out how to, reports. Here we go. Sales reports. Yeah, sales reports. Okay, let's just get a monthly report here. All right, so this is the last 2 months. I don't know how well. Can everyone see the numbers? It's not bad. I'm not saying, I'm not, Donald Trump or nothing like that. But, I'm making pretty good money. Looks like the month to date right now for the first 7 days of May is $19,000. So altogether, I'm at about $30,000 for for these 2 accounts for the first 7 days. Last month, this account, this particular one shopping cart was around $60,000, so not bad. I didn't run a launch. It's not because I launched something. It's this is coming from my real businesses, from free traffic from the internet. I am a real person. Actually, if I jump over to, I know you're not supposed to be on Facebook, but I'm just only doing this to show you that I am a real person. This is me. This is what I look like. Actually, if I pull up if I pull up Camtasia, actually I was running Camtasia for a second there. I use Camtasia a lot. If I pull up Camtasia here real fast here, you'll see that I am live. This is really happening. I'll wave at you. Hello. And this is all really happening. This is on a Tuesday at I guess a little around 2:30 p.m. I'm about to introduce you to Greg Morrison, who's my friend and business partner. We didn't start that way. Greg actually started as a student, and he's a star. Anyone who's come into contact with him really likes him. He's incredible, and he's incredibly generous. Now, I'm on Google right here. Google changed my life. Google and YouTube changed my life. I'm not going to go into a long sob story here. I have been 6 figures in debt, in the not so distant past. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. There's there's nothing wrong with growing up with a silver spoon in your mouth, but I just didn't. I grew up in a bad area. One of my closest friends got killed in a drive-by shooting when I was in high school. So I didn't start with a bunch of advantages. And it's funny, I was in a coffee shop this morning drinking and thinking of some ideas for this event, and the song "Walking on Sunshine" came on. I don't know, maybe I'm kind of dating myself. It was from a movie in the 1980s, The Secret to My Success. It was a Michael J. Fox movie. Give me the number 1 if you heard that. We'll just make things simpler because I'll ask you a few questions. Just give me the number 1 if you remember that movie. Number 2 if you don't. Anyway, so it's this movie where Michael J. Fox becomes this, I guess, millionaire or whatever, and it's all very fantastic in Hollywood the way it happens. And I thought that's the way the business was going to be. I almost died in a car accident when I was about 19 years old. I wanted to go into business. I wanted to, be my own man. And I got into business, and it was hard. It really was hard. I eventually was able to start a game store, a physical brick-and-mortar game store, and that store was called Endgame. Okay, I want you to remember that, Endgame. Actually, can everyone type in? We're really, really attentive. Endgame. And the reason I typed it Endgame is because I wanted to end. I wanted it to be the finish line. I wanted to ramp up to top-level success. And I thought what was going to happen was I was going to open that game store, and we're getting tons of people typing in Endgame. I really appreciate that. I thought that everybody, just so you know, I thought I was going to open that store, and that was going to be it. That I was going to branch out and franchise. I read the E-Myth, and I was just going to have stores all over America, and I was real excited about it. And it wound up that I did wind up having success. You've seen that I've had success, and I'm having success right now. And I did come across the formula for having success right now, but it is not what people think. There's a much easier way than buying a McDonald's franchise, or than going to Wall Street or something like that. I am my own boss. I don't have employees. Greg's his own boss. He doesn't have employees. I have made millions of dollars. Greg has made millions of dollars. We are what we call one-man gangs. We're our own thing. We don't have a bunch of costs, and that was the one thing that store taught me, was that having high fixed costs is literally very difficult. And on Google, it doesn't have to be that way. And I opened up my first website when I had that store. It was called theendgames.com. I sold game cards, and I started harnessing the power of Google all the way back then. And that's really what changed everything for me. And that was all the way back in 1998. I have been ranking on Google since 1998. I have gotten billions of visitors to my websites, okay? And that's no exaggeration, to my websites and videos. I have several YouTube accounts. I'll take you inside of them. And what I did along the way was, my friends started asking me how I was making money. When I did start making money, how do you start making money? And I showed them, and when I showed them, it started changing their lives, and that was a real good feeling for me. It was much nicer than just having an online game store and just selling game cards, which I also liked. I really did like that. But I really liked showing people how to make money and how to change their lives in addition to things. And I'm getting a little bit of a typing sound from somebody. I'm assuming it's from I don't know from who.
Yeah, that was me. I'm sorry. I was
Oh,
unmuted.
okay.
I was about to jump in and say something, and I was typing.
Sure,
I was
go.
letting you
Sure,
go.
sure, go
No,
for it.
no, no. I was just no. Keep going, brother. My bad. I don't want to
Oh,
mess up
okay.
your mojo.
Sure. No worries. Well, this isn't some planned speech or nothing like that. So you can always jump in. All right. So I started helping my friends have success, and about 2 years ago, something very, very special happened. I had an introductory SEO course out there. Now, most of the money I've made online, it's not been made teaching people how to make money. I've made most of my money either with my own websites or consulting for other people, and I'm going to explain a 3-step formula very, very soon. I want to get into showing you some examples and some live test results right now to kind of wet the whistle of people that are kind of starving for seeing real results happening right now. And I'm also going to introduce you to people starting right now who've had incredible success with with Legion and with what I'm about to share with you. Now, about 2 years ago, Greg Morrison was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every morning to go to a day job. And he was working at a casino. It wasn't the nicest job in the world, but it was fine until one fateful day he found out that his fiancee was pregnant with their first child. And that was real life-changing for him. Now, Greg always wanted to be a father. And who here, what's your reason for being here? What's your reason for wanting to make a change? For me, I almost died in a car accident. For Greg, it was finding out that he was about to be a father. And I really want to know, is it family? Is it that you're in a bit of debt? Freedom, Victoria says. What's your reason why that you want to make money right now? And I really want to know. That's important to me. And, we're not going to rush you off this event. So go ahead and let us know. We're going to show you everything.
We got freedom, debt, taking care of family, retirement easier, or just a new lifestyle.
It really solidifies that we're all the same, because I mean that's the reason a lot of us got into it. I got into this to take care of my family. They're all blue collar, and to avoid law school, because that was the plan. I was like, if I can make enough with this to make a living without having to go $100,000 in debt and go to law school, then hey, I'm all for it. And that's exactly why I did. I know, Ryan, you came in under similar pretenses. You want to take care of your family, correct?
Yeah, I just want to say I was just tired of working for someone else, and I looked up at the point in life that I was in, and I was 25, and I'd almost already peaked in my career, and I was like, is this really it? Like, I gotta do something different, So that's why I came.
And regardless, when you're in a career like being a lawyer or a doctor, like, yeah, you can start making some better money. I don't know if they make as much as I do, but to make the kind of money that me and Greg make, you have to be like a top lawyer in a top legal firm or a surgeon at one of the biggest hospitals, and that's your whole life. That's 100 hours a week, and your life is political, it's precarious, or you're on Wall Street or something like that. And I didn't want to live that way. Greg didn't either. Now, Greg had $1,000 in his bank account, and he spent he basically spent that to join a course that I had. And that might sound crazy to empty your bank account, but he did, and his results since then have been extraordinary. And I'll show you earnings of Greg's later on in this event. But just so you know, before his son's first birthday, which was just a little maybe a month or two ago, for his son's first birthday, Greg had banked $2 million. Okay, boom. So Greg, can I introduce you? Are you there? And I'm going to actually show you a picture.
I am here.
Of Greg.
What's going on, everyone?
All right, Greg. And for everyone who already knows Greg, can we just get a rousing welcome? Greg's here. It's really, really wonderful. And by the way, Greg didn't just start day one. Greg, you didn't make immediately as soon as you got my course. You didn't immediately start making like $3,000 a day. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Took me about a month and a half to start doing any earnings, but I was working like 18 hours a day, including my regular day job, just nonstop. As Robert and Ryan were talking about earlier, I was just very, very hungry for it.
All right, and is it correct? And I really appreciate you, because normally what you do, you're absolutely not a guru. You don't sit around making networking deals or typing up email dispatches to go out or nothing like that. You do SEO all day, every day. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's all I do, and that's one of the big things. A lot of people teach SEO, but they just have a few sites. I mean, I myself, I have probably over 1,000 sites now, where it's what I do all day. I'm looking at the data, I'm messing with rankings, I'm trying to recover any penalized sites. I'm looking at why penalties happen. So it's what I do all day long.
Yeah, let me tell you guys, everybody on here, because this is what I see people are getting. We're going to go over some training and really advanced stuff here soon. But I gave Offline Legion to Greg. And then he read it, and he went through it. And before I knew it, he's like, I got all these things ranked, and I got these deals. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy rocks. Like,
Yeah,
he
Greg,
got the
Greg, how much in orders have you
from Offline Legion.
From Offline Legion? From
Well, you know, it's funny
YouTube
because
videos?
how this happened was Ryan showed, like I was getting ready to get into cost per lead because I'd always done local, but I didn't do cost per lead. And Ryan sent me this guide to give me some help, and I read it, and I was like, oh my god, like this is it. Like this is what we need to get out there to our people as well to help them getting customers like right away. And I dropped everything I was doing. I started putting up videos right away. And I mean, just like everyone else, I mean, within 10, 20 minutes, I had videos ranking. I had a call within 24 hours. It's just crazy. So from there, you know, I was just trying to get this information out to people, and I forgot like to present it to my own clients. Like I'm telling people, you know, you can use this to trade up, you can, you know, use it for your own clients and get more leads, and I just totally forgot to present it to my own clients. And when we were talking, I was like, man, like what am I thinking? Like I'm worried about everyone else, and I got to go approach my clients. I approached one of my biggest clients with a deal, and within 10 minutes, he had emailed me back, and we had a 100,000 plus deal on the table. He wants me to target 17 different keywords for the whole northeast section of the United States, and then we're going to move to the southeast and then to the west. So it's going to end up being probably 5,000 to 10,000 videos I'll be doing for him.
And that can wind up being several $100,000. Is that correct?
Oh my! It might be over $1 million, you know, by the time we're done. And
This
is why Offline Legion is so big, guys. Because as I'm telling all of our people at OMG, it gets your foot in the door. And when you have your foot in the door, you can trade up like crazy if you know how to do it.
Yeah, you use it as a springboard. You start making money with that, and you can springboard to really big things. And we're going to get into that, into how the money really gets made on this event. And we also want you to know that we are going to show you some things that are not an Offline Legion. I don't want people to get worried. We will give you the opportunity to join us at the end of this event if you'd like to. At some point, we'll have an intermission where we'll be able to stretch our legs, and you'll be able to look some things over, and then we're going to get back into even more examples. We're actually going to put a 100% free web page up in front of you. We call it the 10-minute method. How many people would like to know how to even without a video to do 100% free SEO in 15 minutes to get a website, in 10 minutes to get a web page up on the internet? Is that a popular idea? Give me the number one if that's popular with you.
They're ahead of you. They're like, hell yes, hell yes.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Okay. So the 10-minute method is popular. I'm going to make a note of that.
Yeah. Let's see, because when you combine it with the Offline Legion and this 10-minute method, plus other things we're going to show you, it's just that.
And I'm about to bring another case study live, but first, how many people here have heard of the Insanity workout? I'm going to go to the Google keyword tool here.
I have that DVD sitting in my office right now.
So give me the number one if you've heard of Insanity.
Someone said,
yeah.
God, yes.
Yeah, I think everyone's heard of it. Yeah, it's found there. We're getting a massive amount of people here. We have a lot of people. So if I type in, let's say Insanity versus P90X, this is a real narrow keyword. P90X is another workout, which I think a lot of people have heard out. This is people who are really, this is a buyer key phrase, and this is someone who's really getting ready to make a purchase. And I need to break captcha here. Gosh, I don't even know what that says. This is, I think breaking captcha is like the hardest thing that I do in my day. All right, here we go. All right.
The hardest thing you have to do is fill in a captcha.
Yeah. So okay, look, Insanity versus P90X. If I go to exact match, and this is a tip for you, use the exact. You can know what the broad match is, but exact match means this is when people are typing in that exact keyword and nothing else, and it's getting almost 10,000 exact match searches per month, and that means that those 10,000 people have their wallet out. This is a starving crowd keyword where people are ready to make a buying action. Okay, and so that's a real good keyword to rank for. Whoops, it's that. Let's go back to Google. Insanity versus P90X. Okay, so right here we've got some results here. So I've got first of all, Insanity versus P90X.org. This is a website, And as you can see, this is me and this is Greg. Okay, so this is for yet another of our businesses. And by the way, most of the money that Greg has made has also not been in the online marketing niche. He's made most of his money in the health niche, in gold, and in some other stuff. And this is our picture, just so you know who you're talking to. This is me. This is Greg, and this is our website. This website has, makes thousands of dollars. It's quite successful. It's a great springboard kind of site. Also notice that we got a video right here, and this video is Greg, and this is a really nice looking listing right here. And it goes back and forth between number 1 and number 3. Today it's at number 3. This video makes around $500 a month. And again, it ranked extremely quickly. Now this is more of an affiliate example. We're going to get into some local examples as well, really quickly. But what I wanted to do is give you a couple of live test results, live case studies that are having success right now. Now these are websites that me and Greg have put together just in the last few months. Everything that we're showing you, actually starting about 7 months ago, 7 to 8 months ago, because we can't always show our client websites. We have to protect their privacy and so forth. So the crazy thing is the sites and things that we're showing you, we created, and they are making tons of money. We'll show you like live money getting examples, but these are things that we made up just to be able to help train you, to help you understand how to do this. And I'm going to give you another example just real quick, and that you can leverage. So let's see here, google.com again, and let's go to Seattle Real Estate Agents. Okay. So this website here, SeattleRealEstateAgents.org, is another one of our websites. I want you to notice it has, this is another lesson here, it has 2 authority listings. Okay, and there's something special that I just did to this website a couple weeks ago that made these pop up. So really it's getting 3 links that it's getting before you get to the second, which is Zillow.com. Zillow is a huge business. It's above Yelp, it's above Redfin, all this kind of stuff. And we're actually just about to add video to this as well. Now, these listings right here, they say these are ads, okay? And only 17% of Google web users even see these ads, and even less click on them. So people have what's called banner blindness. And it's literally very few people who come to the web even see these ads or these ads right here. Only 17% of them see them. But this is how Google makes all of its money. Does anybody know how much money Google made in 2012 on advertisements? Just let me know. Just type in if you know how much it is. All right, I'll just tell you real quick. It's 60 billion. Okay, $60 billion. All right, so it's not chump change. It really matters to them. And what they need is for high quality web and video publishers. And here's another hint for you. Google also owns YouTube. They need high quality web and video publishers putting up sites, and remember high quality, because the thing is, if somebody goes to this website, and by the way, this site does have a client. Who thinks this website looks good, by the way? I'm just kind of showing this to you as I'm kind of scrolling it down. Who thinks that this is a good looking website? You know, that if you were, this fine lady here, if you'd like to have this, if you're Christy, would you like this website? Give me a number 1 if you think this is a good looking website. And also give me a 2 if you don't. If you think it could kind of be improved. And I really want to. It seems like most people really think this is a good-looking website. This website made a sale last week. This website sold a house last week. Okay, last week. So this is working right now. This is what's working right now. And yes, it is mobile optimized. Or it says clean and simple. Thank you very much. Now, let me tell you something else about this website. What if you could see this exact website created for you right in front of you, all the way from the idea stage to creating it, to linking it, to adding articles to it, everything, every last step by step, with nothing left out, with not a single mouse click left out? Would that be valuable to you? So would it be valuable to see an over-the-shoulder video series? And Ryan, can I ask you, does that sound valuable to you?
No.
Are people in the audience, are they digging that?
No, they're loving it. No, they're loving it. The chat box is on fire over here. That's for sure.
So yeah, just give us the number 1 if you think that would be valuable, okay? And And again, this is a site that's working right now, that's making money right now, and it's been ranked #1 for over 6 months. So just day in, day out, it's ranked #1. It's bringing in lots of visitors. It's bringing in more and more visitors all the time. And you're confused? Would what? Okay, Dan says, would what be valuable? Dan, Greg made up this website, start to finish, on video. He filmed every mouse click, every move that he made in creating this website. Tell me if that would be valuable to you. The timing of it, every detail in how he created this website. And I got to tell you this, it's exactly the same way, almost exactly, with just a couple minor changes to how we made this website, Insanity versus P90X, including how we made it look great, okay? So I want you to know that this works 100% for local. You can also use it for affiliate stuff as well. So this works 100% online and offline, and it's what's working right now, right? And I'm going to walk you through this. This is a pretty extensive page, but what you're getting with OMG is so much and so powerful and so amazing that I think it's worth it. I'll try to go through it pretty quickly. I'm not going to read every word. I'm just going to generally explain what's going on. Now, what you're getting is Endgame, OMG Endgame, and it's all new. No one's gotten inside of this yet. This is all new. Why is there all this buzz about? It says the end, but it should say Endgame. Why is there all this buzz about us? Well, there's two big reasons. One is all of the eye-popping video testimonials of people making between thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even millions of dollars. We also have these heart-over-hand testimonials because we're successful, sincere, focused, caring, and above all, we are transparent. We show you everything step by step, how we do it. We give you the tools, the training, what you need to do to succeed right now. This is where people are making money right now. This includes if you're starting as an absolute ranked beginner and you've never made a penny online. Many of the people that you met, including Fletch and Martin and Brett, had made no money when they started with us, not a single penny. And they ramped up very, very quickly and have made lots of money. This has all created a perfect storm. We put this event together at the last minute because so many of the people who are having success with Offline Legion were people coming over from OMG. People who already had our training, already had our tech, who could immediately put things into overdrive and rocket ahead and start making a lot of extra money right now. You met two people who've already made an extra 5 figures, and one person who's already made an extra 6 figures because they were able to combine the power of Offline Legion with the power of OMG. So that was Greg, Brett, and Michael, who you met. We're all able to immediately rocket forward. Now, this is a perfect storm situation, and that's because OMG gives you literally an unstoppable advantage. Okay, it's you know I say right here, a chainsaw or a machine gun aren't just tools; they're power tools. They give you an unstoppable advantage. A tree does not stop a chainsaw. The chainsaw goes through the tree. Same thing with a machine gun. Machine gun is very powerful. What we're giving you with OMG is very powerful. We have, and you'll see the social proof is awesome. At the bottom of this letter, and I'll ask you if you've ever seen social proof like this after I introduce Endgames to you. Now, Endgame is training, tool, and support masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece, and that's why people are making money so gosh dang quickly. All right, we have. I'll just tell you this right now. We have over 50 testimonials, 50 video testimonials from people who have made $10,000 or more with OMG in just the last few months. And that's how it's so easy for us to get. I don't even know how many people it's been come live on this event that have made over $10,000 with us already. So this is where the money's being made right now. All right, so I'm going to scroll down here, and what I want to do is I want to take you inside of the deal. Now, what we've created, again, what we're not taking you inside right now is our NHB coaching, which, by the way, Ryan and Robert are a part of. That's a program that's worth $20,000. We don't have to charge $20,000 for it, but that's not what we're introducing right now. What we're introducing is Endgame, which is what we call like a half coaching package. So you are going to be getting webinar style coaching, which is really, really terrific. And you're going to be getting a ton of training and support, tools, unique tech that nobody has ever seen that is rocketing people forward right now today. You're also going to be a part of a very special training group we host it on Yahoo. It's called an exclusive Yahoo group, and it's going to let you network with other top-level end gamers, including me and Greg and the people that you've met. And it's an extraordinary, extraordinary thing. Like so many of the testimonials that you've seen for Offline Legion, these 5- and 6-figure testimonials have come from our OMG exclusive groups. That's where they've come from. So you really are getting the perfect storm. You're going to be getting those over-the-shoulder training videos I told you about, where you get to look inside exactly how we created the lawyer, or not the lawyer site, the real estate in Seattle site, the Seattle real estate agents, the Colorado Springs veterinarian site. We show you every last step, and we showed you how if you wanted to do that for gold, if you wanted to, and we did do it for gold. If you wanted to do it for Insanity versus P90X, this is how we did this. There's so many markets. Nothing is denied to you when you get inside of OMG. The link is www.omgmachines.com/perfectstorm.php, and I'm going to send that to our entire audience. And if you have questions that don't get answered during this event, you can email me at omg@omgmachines.com, and I'll answer them. Really excited. We've had just quite a number of people already join us, so thank you very much. Those of you that have joined us. We're going to be adding more. What I'm going to be doing for the rest of the afternoon is walking through and adding even more content to the members area. We actually already have dozens of videos filmed for you. I just have to start installing them and install orientation videos. So introducing the Endgame. The reason I called it Endgame was that was the name of my game store. And that was my first business, and that's what helped me take these shortcut beginnings and springboard to big money. That's how Greg did it. That's how Martin did it. That's how Ryan and Robert did it. And that's really what Endgame is all about. Not just getting tons of free traffic, but then springboarding and trading up to the big money. Now, again, I know that we could charge big money for the kind of stuff that we do. We don't like to do that. We like things to be particularly wallet friendly. We like them to be especially affordable for you. And this is the place that money's being made right now. You've seen the social proof. You can type it in for yourself. All these websites, they all rank, and they've ranked for over 6 months. You see these additional websites that we've just put up recently. We have tons of videos that we've put up and that we've ranked. Between us and our clients, we have tens of millions of videos ranked. We will not let you down. We're here to help you really get to the next level. If you haven't had a lot of success yet, then we want you to get to the next level. We want you to be able to take your time to read through things very carefully, to really, really enjoy, what we're doing. And, you're going to have a week to check this out and think things over in terms of this early bird special. But, if you're on the fence, get in. Come in and join us. This is something that's truly extraordinary that we're offering for you, that we want you to have. Something that I need you to know is that we don't do refunds on our high dollar offers, because what we have is enormous social proof, and we want to have all of our focus going into helping you and helping you have success. So jump on in and join us. You can study these testimonials. They're incredible. Gary Kuish, $84,000 that he racked up in 3 days. He talks about how he did that. There's Kath. Kath also has a lot of success on Squidoo. Steven Saunders, $2,400 a week. He's selling music, actually, on his website, which is something that is a little bit offbeat, but really, really cool, and he loves what he does, has a lot of fun with it. Carlos, $16,000. Rob Herman came on a webinar recently, $3,500 a month. Brian H., $8,000. This is Martin and Jason. Jason's made millions of dollars in gold sales, makes tens of thousands of dollars a month. This is Rich. Rich does local from Australia. His first 30 days with us, he did $28,000 collected. Trish and Andrew took really what they thought of as a struggling SEO business, and now they're on top of the world. And that's a great interview. It's really good stuff here. Mike Swanson, Kelly X, Mike McKay quit his day job. Give me the number one if you want to quit your day job. If you want to make a comeback and quit your day job. Eric says he's in. Hey, Eric, I'm really glad that you just joined us. Yeah, a lot of people here. We designed this to give you your comeback, okay? You're getting the training. We show you what tools we use. We show you how we use those tools, and then we give you the support. We give you the support with webinars, We give you support with previous webinars that we've done, and we have a wonderful Yahoo group that you'll get lifetime access to. And so this is something, and someone wants to know, Carol wants to know how this is different than NHB. It's a separate program from NHB. You can still come in and join NHB after you join us here, but it's a separate program. It has separate lessons and separate training. It's here to help prepare you for NHB and to help get you started. It's a fully complete course. It's an inexpensive start to master level training. It's a masterpiece of training. The tools, we show you the tools that we use and exactly how we use them, and then you just get incredible support. It's a 4-month program, but then your training goes on. You know, we keep adding training, we keep updating. You get lifetime access to your training membership area, and you get lifetime access to our Yahoo group, so long as you're respectful and respect the other people. And again, you can read this whole letter. One of the reasons why we made this thing a whole week long, you know, this Perfect Storm celebration a whole week long, is so you can study things, you can check things out. But you know, we want you to come inside. You know, again, when I asked folks, have they ever seen this kind of social proof? What people told me is no. You know, I've never seen this level of social proof. I've never seen something quite like this, and we're very, very proud of that. We're very, very proud of what's going on with this whole OMG situation. And you know, we're glad that we got so many ones when we asked, you know, if people enjoyed this event, if they had a good time. We're glad that you enjoyed the event and had a good time. If you have any kind of final questions about this offer, let us know. And Robert and Ryan, do you guys have any words for people about, you know, joining joining Endgame and you know what's involved with it?
Actually,
the whole reason is, yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Well, I just want to say that, guys, you are in this business to learn what is going on and what is working right this minute, and that is why it was so essential for us to take the time to bring these people on that are doing very, very, very big things with this material. And that's why Mike took the time to put all of that proof on the page that this works right now. Okay, there's a whole lot of other training and stuff out there where you're rolling the dice, you're taking a gamble. This is what works right now, and that is exactly why we didn't wait any longer to put this training out.
Yeah, when did we put this webinar together? Like 24 hours ago, I believe. Exactly. like maybe 24, 36 hours ago. Like, these guys got on the phone with me and they're like, you know, they knew that we were coming out with this. They're involved with our training as well, and the Daredevil guys were like, we need this right now. This is what works right now, and this is life-changing. Look, my email inbox fills up every day with people thanking us with new success stories. I got one from Rose in Harrisonburg. By the way, Greg, Rose in Harrisonburg started working with Noel, and they just sold a website.
You can, if you're going to, my Gmail accounts were split up by, because at first when I first started doing this, I was just willy-nilly. I just had all kind of stuff everywhere on like, you know, on a channel, and then I was like, you know, let me step back, and I started making different accounts for different verticals. And let me back up one more. One of the reasons why I started doing that was one of my friends that I was teaching this method to, that does local consulting too, he hired a bunch of VAs to go and like pretty much just build videos all day, and he was getting in hot water with YouTube because they were saying, well, they were pissed at first because he was just putting up too many videos on that were natural, and the second they were saying that they weren't the same type of videos, like he had dentists and then like roofers. So I don't know. I've been doing this for a year and a half. I've never been banned or shut down. I have channels that mix videos, and I have channels that are dedicated to certain markets and local areas. So I wouldn't overthink that, guys. I wouldn't overthink any of this. Just follow the guide, right? Just get out there and just do it. Excuse me. Let's see.
Someone was asking about the channel, the channel name.
The channel name is not important. I've never looked or worried about the channel name. I've never optimized them hoping that my channel would rank. Again, I just make the new channels, and then I focus on the video itself and what I can do with the video. But one thing, everybody that'll find that's really cool over time is your channels actually build up a nice like authority over time, as well as these videos. and it gets a little bit easier when you're contained within a channel to get your videos ranking. So, what will a business pay for one video with one keyword per month if they aren't buying leads? You know, it all depends. And I saw you just answer. It all depends on the niche, and just like you said in the answer, Greg. You know, if that person stands to make $50,000 from that lead, they're going to pay you a pretty penny for that lead. If they stand to make $50, you know, you might get $5 for the lead. So it all depends on the market that you're going after.
I see a couple people asking questions for me, guys, about SEO. I just want to be respectful of everyone that's here for Offline Legion. So I don't know if I should answer those now or not. I'll let Ryan decide that.
Let's go ahead and answer some of the SEO questions. I like to get that because Offline Legion and is SEO at the core. It's SEO, and then what we're trying to impress on you, and further training calls you're going to have with us, Robert and I, down the road is we're going to show you how to come into with websites and other things, just like Greg and Mike and everybody's showing you, and how to take this method and then you put the squid do lenses up. You put the So if you want to go over some SEO stuff, by all means, you know SEO now. I'll probably learn a thing or two.
Yeah. So if you guys have questions about that, I'll answer as long as Robert and Ryan want me to. So it doesn't matter to me.
Let's see. Trying to find the questions to use.
Someone asked what WordPress theme I use. We've been using Catalyst, but we used to use a free theme. What was it called? Mantra was the free theme, which is pretty good. But if your site looks good, it's going to help people stay on your website longer, which is going to help your rankings. Because recently with SEO, what's really playing a big difference right now is user interaction. How long people are staying on your site, if they're clicking on your links on your site. So that's starting to play more of a role. So the better your site looks, the longer people are going to stay, and the better chance you have of ranking and staying ranked.
Perfect. Let's see.
I could talk about siloing, James, but that would that'd be a half-hour course on its own.
Yeah, it might confuse some people too,
Yeah,
just a little bit, because there are a lot of people on this call that are just completely brand spanking new to any of this. Let's see.
Here's a good question for you, Ryan. Do you use duplicate videos and then just change the file name, title, and phone number?
Yeah, this is a great question. This comes up a lot, and let me bring you back to when I first actually did this. And actually, it's the what's the one? I think it's this one was my first case study. Emergency car repair was Charlotte NC. This video right here. This is what was my case. So you can see last year I did this as a case study, and I actually took this same video and I just spliced out the end and put different numbers on it, and then changed the file name and stuff, and I ranked it in other cities as well. And it was the same exact video, just changed up a little bit. Like the length might be a second longer, and I didn't know if that was right or wrong, but I've actually ranked the same exact video in numerous cities without changing anything as well. Without really any problems. I think if you get too many videos on your channel with the same exact everything, Google or YouTube to say, "Hey, this is duplicate." I think it takes a while to do that. So one of the easiest ways to do it, guys, is just simply put it in Windows Movie Maker and just change the length and add in something at the end or the beginning. I just can't make my own videos or anything, so I just that's what I do. That's why I started paying people on Fiverr to do this stuff for me.
Someone's asking me to ask you if the highest level upgrade will be available this Friday.
I think so. I can't answer that without Robert. Or I think we're gonna sit down and talk about it. Everything that we let go is just way below the prices that we normally should have. So we're gonna sit down and look at it. If we see the demand and people are really waiting, we'll keep it open. But as far as right now. At least within the week, sometime we're going to be closing down some of these upgrades. So.
And Robert, let me know if I'm cutting you off here by answering questions. Again, I want to make sure everyone with Offline Legion's getting their questions answered.
Yeah, no, Robert will be fine. He's a big teddy bear. Let's see. Okay, leaving the same channel.
This is a pretty good question for SEO. Someone's asking my top 5 plugins. Funny enough, guys, recently I haven't really been using plugins. Like everyone uses like all the SEO plugins and all that. My last 100 or so sites, which are ranking great, no plugins except Google XML sitemaps and a social plugin. So like 2 plugins, that's it, and Axomet to block comment spam. So I don't even really use plugins like that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's really only, and I'm trying to think because Derek Pierce just did a page one plugin that thing's awesome because it contains like 17 plugins in one, I
Yeah.
think,
Yep.
and it contains all the plugins that we used, anyways. So I got that off to my team and we're pretty much jamming with just that one, and it makes it so much easier.
It also has a silo thing in there too, which is pretty cool.
Let's see. Oh, this is a great question. Okay, people are asking, do you rank the video for like the general term, and then if you get a client, you come back and then brand it to them? No, this is not. Offline Legion is not about building a client's brand. It's about you own these spaces, these videos on the internet, and at any time, if your client decides that they don't want to pay you anymore, then you can just find somebody else to take them, and there's no harm, no foul. It's still yours. It's vague in general. It's in the market, and has nothing to do with a specific company. So never go back and change these general videos into a brand. If they're impressed by your videos and they're like, I don't like that video, I want it to be my brand, then you've just got your foot in the door into a whole nother level of income because they want you to do more work for them outside of what you spent $5 or $10 or a few minutes of your time doing with Offline Legion. So do not go back and change these to brand it. All for them to brand their own stuff on their own channel for a much higher price. Let's see.
Someone asked for a contact email for me, like they got with Mike. You can just contact Mike, guys. My main part of LMG is teaching. I'm not like the best marketer, so I just like to stick to teaching stuff. So you can just kind of contact Mike, and if it's anything, he can just get to me.
Yeah, and again, guys, I'm dropping this link in here one more time for the Perfect Storm, and what it boils down to is with Offline Legion, with their training, it's just it all makes one great synergy of training and just materials for everybody to really kill it. In the future, moving down the road, we're going to have some more training, obviously from Robert and ourselves, from these guys, and we're both in each other's private mastermind groups, so we help each other out. We help, everybody. If you get in their mastermind group, I'm in it. If you get in my mastermind group, they're in it. So it's just a nice synergy of systems of an awesome, just totally awesome people. Everybody that's on board with Legion and with the Perfect Storm, everything is just awesome people, and it's just been a pleasure to work with everybody. I think let's do this. I think Robert's gone silent. He may have lost connection, he may not. But this is what I'm going to do. And so for everybody, because there's still a lot of people on this call, pay attention really closely. We've been on for almost 3 hours, and I'm making this command decision without my partner Robert. Tomorrow afternoon, Robert and I are going to hold a live Q&A again, where everybody can just get on. We can just go over this. We can show you some more stuff. It's just going to be Robert and I, and we'll just jam out that way. Just to make sure I cover all these questions, because right now there's just so many people on, and it's just it's hard to even keep up. The questions are pouring in. You've heard us struggling over this chat box here. But again, we're going on 3 hours. Let's go ahead, and everybody who's still with us, the hundreds of people, thank you for your time. Again, thank you for investing in Offline Legion, hopping on this call for 3 hours now, and just learning from us. And all the cool students has had immediate success. Where will Tebow end up? I love our people. Our fans, our customers are so great. You guys just keep it interesting. Greg and Mike, again, thank you guys. Again, nobody's been offered this yet. omgmachines.com/perfectstorm.php. It marries up with Legion perfectly. Tomorrow, look for some emails from Robert and I. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to do this again. And it's just going to be some Q&A, and that's it. We'll hop on for 60 minutes or a couple hours and answer some questions. So, all right, guys. With that, Greg, Brother, I appreciate it, man, and
Yeah,
we'll
man.
be jamming out soon.
And for your list, if you guys ever want me to come on an SEO webinar and just answer SEO questions for free down the road, just let me know. If people request that, I'll come on and do it for free. So just let me know.
Definitely. Definitely.
All
Hell
right.
yeah. We'll definitely write that. All right, guys. We'll all talk soon. omgmachines.com/perfectstorm.php. It's perfect to marry up a Legion. And we'll talk tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected.